Wake up, wake up, wake up. Good morning. This is Stache Club Wrestling Podcast. It's probably not the morning when you're listening to this. I think a lot of people listen to this on their drive home from work.
Yeah,
but
or night, morning, afternoon, whenever you listen to this. Good morning, good evening.
Forgot to unmute Dante.
Oh, hey guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
And good night.
And good night.
That has been the SCW podcast. Lot to talk about. Not really a whole lot of like show by show, but a lot of just like news and stuff that happened. And there's some obvious stuff. But I like to start out how we always start out. Dante, how are you?
John, I'm doing fantastic. You know, I'm going to feel a lot better once we get this out of the way. Boom. Now I feel great. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today.
Yes.
A lot of interesting stuff in wrestling has gone on over the last week. Last week there wasn't like Raw or anything like that. It was like pre-taped stuff. So,
But we're in the new year now.
Now we're in the new year.
Happy New Year.
Happy 2023. And John, I feel bad for not asking you. How are you doing?
Doing good. I'm ready. I'm excited for the 2000. It's the first podcast episode.
It is
2023.
Yes, it is.
Not the first
they
video.
didn't think we'd make it this far.
They literally didn't think we'd make it.
Not a single person.
2023. That would look good on a t-shirt.
Maybe one day.
Sasha Banks.
Yeah. Oh wait. Who's
now
that?
known as Mercedes Mone.
Oh yes, Mone. Mm-hmm.
Shows up in New Japan at Wrestle Kingdom.
Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay, I didn't want All right,
Wrestle
close.
Kingdom 17. When I was writing the article about this, I had to keep looking over it just to make sure I didn't get it wrong. So
I don't want everyone yelling at me, but Sasha Banks comes out to. I'm sure everyone's seen it. Everyone listening to this podcast is a pretty diehard wrestling fan, but Sasha Banks comes out after the KAIRI match. KAIRI defeated her opponent.
I was gonna say, do you know?
Sasha came out. Now, excuse me. A lot to talk about. I really want to go. I want to hit every basis of this.
Okay.
I want to talk about the entrance, her look. I want to talk about her new name. I want to talk about her promo. I want to talk about what this means for her future. I really want to talk about all of it.
Okay.
Because I think there's a lot to talk about. Let's start out with the positive.
Okay.
Alluding to if there is any negative, we'll get to it. But her look.
Loved it.
She comes out, theme song, the Titantron, the reaction. She came out with the blue hair with like the Eddie Guerrero flames.
Yep.
I don't know how the fuck they did that.
God bless the person that did
Looks
that for her.
unbelievable.
You deserve however much you got paid for that.
Yeah. So what'd you think of her presentation? What'd you think of her look? What'd you think of her attire?
I liked. First of all, this was
And her name.
Mercedes Mone. At first, I didn't see like the little sign above the E, so I thought it was like Mercedes Mone or something like that, or like Mon. I'm like that doesn't sound right. Mercedes Mone. Mercedes Money, I'm assuming that's what it's kind of referencing, right?
Yeah, I get. That's what it sounds like to me.
It's cool.
Monet.
It sticks.
It's fine.
The announcer, when she was coming down, talked about it as being the wrestling's worst kept secret, because everyone knew she was going to show up, right? So it wasn't
they used that. Like AEW used that when
with
CM Punk,
yeah.
right?
So it's everyone knew it was going to happen. So it wasn't like this big like shocker thing. Presentation looked great. I thought the whole like Titantron, like the music video, the whole CEO. That makes sense. Like it makes sense with her character. Now we get down into the ring.
Real quick, it is funny. Like I said, I want to hit everything here.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is funny how like she kind of pulled a little bit of an us since we were. I'll tell you. So we were the Mustache Bros. Now we are Stache Club.
Yes.
She went from being the boss to now the CEO.
Sure.
So it's like the same, but technically
She's
different.
copying our style, basically, is what you're saying.
I like her presentation. I like her look. She was treated as a big star, which I liked. And I think that just, speaks to just New Japan. I think all the hype around it helped out. But okay, let's get in the ring.
Okay.
She comes in.
Yep.
KAIRI is shocked.
Lock eyes.
She gets on the mic, does her little bit of a promo. What do you think of her promo?
It was a little sloppy.
Okay, all right. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a little sloppy. She definitely was a little, tongue twister, not using her words correctly, kind of all over the place. But at the same time, it's like...
I think the silent crowd might have threw her
That's
off.
the other thing. I've seen people complain about this on Twitter. She didn't get a pop. The crowd wasn't that. I don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling or Japan Wrestling, but I know that that's like what... that's what it is. Like if you watch a New Japan Pro Wrestling match, oh my gosh... Like they're quiet, like they're very like
right. It's a respectful,
like very respectful. Like
reserved.
they clap after a good sequence, whatever. Like that's how it's meant to be. And she's talking, and like she would pause to get the reaction. It was like not.
I noticed that she was like she'd like say something. Normally in WWE, you'd get like a
exactly.
Instant, so she would like say something that was kind of like the punchline.
Yes,
and then she kind of like would wait. and then people would start clapping.
I think she's still getting accustomed to like that type of crowd. I think it was just, it's a new thing. She probably was so nervous going into it because she talked about on the Stone Cold podcast how her dream was to be in Japan and stuff, because she was going to go to Japan before wrestling. She goes, WWE, like, they signed me first. She goes, I never thought I'd be a WWE superstar because of my looks. She goes, I didn't think, like, because in the whole Diva era, you know, they had a certain look, you know, image, whatever. She goes, I didn't match that. So I figured I'm going to be wrestling in Japan, in Mexico. WWE came calling. That's why she never did that. So now she's getting to fulfill her dreams that she once had. And you know, that's a lot. I mean, it's hard to put yourself in those shoes. Like, it's their biggest event of the year. It's arguably going to be one of the biggest moments of the year,
and especially coming in now as probably, again, I don't know too much about New Japan, but like being presented as like the biggest woman's star.
Not even just women's, I think just in
probably
general,
one of the biggest stars in the company,
and just all the hype surrounding it. Like everyone's talking about this. Like you have expectations, so I think that, you know, caused a little nerves. That didn't bother me as much, though. And I wouldn't say bother me. I thought the finisher was worse than the promos.
Okay.
The botched finisher. I do think Kairi Sane's the one that kind of messed it up. I think that's what it looked like to me.
I saw like I saw the clip of her doing the finisher, and then someone posted under it like how it's supposed to go, and they did it right up until. So you know how like Kairi was like on Sasha's back and she gets like whipped around? Yeah. So Kairi was supposed to land on her feet, but Kairi landed on her knees. So that's why. Gotcha. So it's supposed to be
like a DDT kind of.
So yeah. So like they tried to save it, but Kairi's supposed to land on her feet, and then Sasha from a standing position does a DDT.
Gotcha.
Sasha tried to save it. Kairi was on her knees. Still did a DDT on her knees. Kairi kind of tried to sell it a little bit.
It just looked awkward. It didn't look like a failed
100%.
thing. It wasn't like, oh, like. Why is she lying there? Like that didn't affect her. Like I can be like, okay, yeah, she got hit with something, but you could tell it was that's strange. Not how it was supposed to go. But overall, I mean, like I thought the presentation, everything, like was more. And
people are jumping on Sasha immediately because there's so many. We're finding out there's a lot of Sasha haters.
I guess so. Because the whole Mercedes haters thing,
but everyone's like, maybe she doesn't botch so much stuff. And then the second this happened, they started salivating. So they're like, oh, she messed up the move. And it wasn't even her fault. It was basically Kairi.
People love seeing.
And I love Kairi. I don't want to put any blame on Kairi.
They're both phenomenal, but it's like people always like they love seeing people fail or just mess up. And it's I don't understand those type of people. But I mean, overall, I thought the positives were better than the negatives. I think they outweighed the negatives.
Agreed.
Was it perfect? No, but I think they got the point across. Mercedes Mone is in New Japan. She's probably going to become the IWGP Women's Champion next month because they're doing Death in the Valley, I believe, is when they're doing it next month.
And it's also in
San Jose.
Yeah. So she'll get a little more like the American crowd and
exactly. The way they presented her, I loved it. She left her mark as being, hey, I'm the staple of this division. I'm the CEO of this division. What did she say? She goes, I'm the CEO and I'm gonna rob. What did she say? There's a lot of money references. I don't know. She said bitch.
She did end it with bitch. I know that. It was I don't know. It was a lot of money references.
I'm looking forward to seeing what she does next. Because after the show, she's like, you're lucky you got me first. She was my reign of domination is just getting started.
So, I mean, I know we're talking a lot about, she's going to be huge in New Japan, Rumors are she's going to be bouncing around. There's a lot of rumors that she signed, either already signed. I saw one report, which it seems like bullshit. There's one report seemed like she already signed with AEW. So, it's really up in the air if she's going to be like a New Japan staple or she's going to do like what a lot of these guys think, or a lot of these wrestlers do is sign with AEW or something, but you still get the freedom to go and fight for, whatever.
Right. I mean, I could definitely see that they signed a contract. I mean, with the whole CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, like those deals get done way before they get reported initially. At least like an agreement or something like that. Last night on AEW, Saraya said that Tony Storm's her partner. So that kind of
I want to touch on that.
Out of there.
Well, Britt Baker called herself the boss and winked at the camera. Britt Baker called herself the boss.
But Mercedes is the CEO, though. So what is that?
So, true. No, I forgot. She was talking about someone else. She must be. She's talking about Big Boss Man.
The Big Boss Man. I didn't know that.
The rumor is that Saraya chose Tony Storm, and that's a little bit of a swerve. So when the actual match comes out, Sasha or Mercedes is going to come out instead of Tony.
I can see that.
That's the thinking.
The whole boss wink thing. That definitely makes you think. Yeah, I mean, listen, this Mercedes Mone, she knows her worth. And we said it on the podcast before. Get the bag, chasing money, wrestle all the females that you've never wrestled before. Put on absolute banger matches. Put the spotlight on the AEW Women's Division. Put the spotlight on the NJPW Women's Division. Put the highlight on AAA Women's Division. I'd love to see her go all over the world. Dream matches, this and that, collecting championships.
Especially because the New Japan Women's Division is new.
Sure, yeah,
that's
I think the belt isn't like
Kairi's the first champion.
Yeah, right. Okay, so that's you still
huge.
need like Kairi's a big name, but like Mercedes is like the one that's gonna put you over the top. Like everyone's gonna be wanting to
at least like give him the eyes from like a more mainstream.
The spotlight's
like,
gonna be there. Sure. I mean, us first of all. I mean, I'm not gonna. I know people are gonna get upset, but like we're not avid like New Japan Pro Wrestler watchers. But like now that she's there, I'm definitely interested to see her match with Kairi. I'll probably watch that. So
yeah, especially because it's not gonna be on at 4 a.m.
That's
so
the other thing, guys. Like
buy.
people are gonna get mad at us for not watching it. It's 4 a.m. Time. Like I mean, I'm exhausted.
I had to edit some wrestling quiz videos the next day. It's hard to fit it in.
Tough schedule. We're gonna get into the Will Ospreay match in a second, but overall, just kind of wrapping this up. I think it was fine. I'm looking forward to what she does next, and good for her.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely a lot of improvement there could have been.
Sure.
Wasn't perfect, but what are you gonna do? I think overall they got the message across, and it still worked. I'm excited for the match with Kairi. When is that?
February 19th.
See, I was is this just me not paying too much attention? I thought she was fighting Kairi at Wrestle Kingdom.
Nah, they just said like she'll be there.
Yeah.
Oh, Bailey and FTR were there too.
FTR was there. Yeah. Trinity was there.
Trinity was there. I think Carl Anderson wrestled this event too.
He did.
He did. Yeah. Raw, July 6, 2020.
Kairi's so sick. I love Kairi.
That WWE.
I'm honestly gonna Saturday, February 18th. Show will be available on Fight TV pay-per-view. How much is it?
Probably like $60.
So I think Wrestle Kingdom was only like $8 here, like really? Translated into our money.
Interesting. Yeah, it's not really much short of the money again, as opposed to the 4 a.m. time slot. But
yeah, I guess that's true.
It is what it is.
So with that, moving on again. I want to watch a lot of the Wrestle Kingdom matches. It sounds like you do too. And this one specifically, people are calling the best match they've ever seen.
Sure.
Kenny Omega defeats Will Ospreay for the IWGP US title.
Big.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen like some of the promo work before Will Ospreay. They've had.
I saw the press conference video.
The press conference, Will Ospreay kind of getting in his face and stuff like that.
I wish I had more to say about it.
I can't speak on the match. I really wish I did too, because I've seen Will Ospreay in AEW. Like I knew who he was before.
Sure.
Didn't really watch too many of his matches. AEW came around. I was familiar with his work. Phenomenal wrestler. His match with Orange Cassidy, I was a big critic going into it, but that was a great match. And obviously we know who Kenny Omega is, and we know that those two together. I don't know if they gave it a 5-star rating, but a lot of people are saying
I don't think the star ratings are out yet.
Going to give it like a 5-star rating most likely. Definitely a match I want to get to. I'm going to
try to make a point this week.
I appreciate the storytelling. Yeah. I appreciate everything behind it. I just haven't gotten to it.
Yeah, I don't even. At this point, we're just talking about things that we don't know what to talk about. But, I can't even speak on I can't believe Kenny won because of this. I don't know the story going in. I didn't know.
Right.
The
finish was, I don't know if you saw the finish. Ospreay is a phenomenal seller because they did
the only thing I saw was.
What's it called? The knee to the, what do they call that when he does the knee to his face and stuff like that?
When Kenny does it?
Yeah, when Kenny does
it. Oh my God, we're going to get shit on. Hold on. I wish you didn't ask me. Not the one-winged angel. That's the thing on his shoulders. V-trigger.
V-trigger.
I think.
I hope it is. He hit that. Will Ospreay literally looked like he died. Literally just folded like a folding chair. And then he hit the one-winged angel on him. You know what? We should have some New Year's resolutions, SCW. Okay. I feel like we should. And I feel like one of those should be... I'm not saying fully just go into NJPW and watch everything, but we need to start. Like,
you gotta learn the acronym first before you start getting into it. NJPW.
If there's a counter,
just call
in there,
it New Japan.
I don't know why I haven't at this point. Someone keep a counter of how many times I fucked that up. I want to make it a point to like actually just watch the big matches at least. Like watch the replays. I'm busy today. I'm a busy guy. I'll
already making excuses. Well, I can't today.
Don't want to make excuses, but I'm a busy guy. I'm popular.
And then tomorrow's Friday.
No, I'll watch it during the day, and then I'll watch it during the day. I want to watch the Omega Ospreay
Might want to go to a bar. I don't know. Saturday.
Maybe they'll put it on at the bar. I'll make sure to call the
bar.
bars
for it. Put it on the
American
bar.
Kingdom. You got the replay. I want to make a point to watch more New Japan stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do.
If I'm gonna start watching New Japan, no fucking shot I'm watching NXT. I'm not watching.
People get mad at you.
NXT.
People get mad at you for the whole NXT thing, but people would be happier if you put New Japan above NXT. I mean, New Japan, NXT's okay. Like a few things on. The whole product though isn't great. But New Japan, like that's more,
I like that though. New Year's resolution for SCW: watch some New Japan Pro Wrestling. Become New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, so
fans.
people don't shit on us as much.
I like that.
We're trying. We're gonna try.
Well, now that we've done that, we're gonna talk about WWE.
Yeah, woo!
Money in the Bank has been announced. It's gonna be in London.
Cool.
And I think I was the first one to make the joke on Twitter.
I saw it.
Pounds in the bank. Get it? Because that's their currency. I almost tweeted euros. I had to Google what their currency was before.
To be politically correct.
Yeah, so I was like, I almost tweeted euros in the bank, and then apparently that's not right.
Yeah,
so.
they're back. They're back going overseas. I mean, the Clash of the Castle was great. The audience, I mean, they don't have a lot of events overseas like that in England and that. So I think having more events like this is great for just more eyes on it. Obviously, money-wise, more sales for them.
I will say, maybe this is controversial. Not everything needs to be breaking news.
No.
Not everything's breaking news. I saw people on Twitter like, we got some big news. Oh, there's some big news. And then it came up, breaking news. Money in the Bank is in London.
Like, it's cool.
I'm going to be watching it from the same couch.
It makes no difference for me,
Maybe that's me being, it's definitely me being, ignorant, and like if I was in London I'd be hyped.
Sure, yes.
If I was in London I'd be hyped. I understand how important it is. I'm not being a dick here.
It's breaking news for people that live overseas and in Europe.
To me, the breaking news just like, hey, this year Money in the Bank's gonna be on at 4 p.m. for you.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever.
Oh,
it is. I don't know what
true.
the
That is
actual
true.
time is.
I think the most shocking thing to me was the fact that they're still doing the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I thought they were gonna like have it be at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna move it. Yeah.
I just like
I'm fine with it. I don't mind it.
I'm more fine with this compared to like a Hell in a Cell.
Same.
Like that whole Hell in a Cell pay-per-view is stupid. I prefer this over that, but I've always thought that having the Money in the Bank matches, now they have it 2 nights. You can separate men one night, a female the other night. I just thought having that match at WrestleMania, whenever they would do that, would just make it feel more important. Because it's like at the biggest event of the year. Again, granted, like you have your own show for it. So it does feel important in that sense. I just don't think you have to build an entire pay-per-view around it.
Oh, see, I see Money in the Bank now as like the big 4.
It seems to be that's
like Money in the Bank's almost replaced like Survivor Series at this point.
That's fair. It's more. I think it's more looked forward to than other bigger, like Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. I think are like obviously like 1 and 2, but then you get to like SummerSlam, depending on what the card's looking like. Like Money in the Bank can be more exciting than a match at SummerSlam, and then Survivor Series, same thing. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm indifferent about it. Like, would I like for it to be at WrestleMania? Sure, but at the same time, like they are making it like a big deal. So having its own pay-per-view is fine. I'm not trying to be like trying to find something negative in this situation. You know what I mean?
I'm excited for the Rumble this year. We got to figure out, I mean, this isn't me saying anything live on air. We got to figure out what we're doing for the Rumble. If anything, I don't know. I don't want to, no promises. I don't want to say nothing. It might be fun.
It might be fun. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so that's going to be, that'll be cool. That's in June, I think it is, Money in the Bank.
Oh, I have no idea.
It's in the summer. It's in the summer, so.
Speaking of summer, Charlotte Flair defeats Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's title.
Hey, last time we saw her was right before
the summer. Is that what?
Time,
sure, all right.
Yeah,
cool.
Sure. Yeah.
It's, to me, this reads as just like a Triple H saw like, holy shit, people hate Ronda. Charlotte's coming. Let's bring Charlotte back. My guess is, and this is me, total speculation, they probably had Charlotte plan for a bigger return or maybe a Royal Rumble return or something. Triple H was like, let's just fix this problem now. Send Charlotte out there, hit the hard reset button. Let's put the title on her. And
what do you think about them just like throwing the belt on her? Like, because it just was obviously a surprise, unannounced, and it was just like felt forced in a way.
It felt forced for sure, but I'm fine with it because it was coming off Ronda.
Okay. I agree with you. I'm with you. I'm fine with her winning it.
I think would I have liked to see would I have liked to see someone else? Absolutely. But I think she's like a pretty like it's almost having it immediately on Charlotte is almost like having it vacant, because then you get like a restart, then you get all these Charlotte versus X, Y, and Z matches. You don't have to worry about Charlotte, so it's just like I said, it's a restart. I don't love that it's just like another easy one on her. Like, what is she at? 14 times. Yeah, it's just another just like easy.
She's won a championship every single year that she's been in the WWE.
Yeah, so I would have preferred maybe some story where it gets vacated. Maybe there was a tournament, or maybe there was a something. But ultimately, because it was coming off Ronda, it could have been basically anyone, and it would have been like, okay, I get the reset. I'm not mad at it. Let's see where we're gonna go from here.
So I'll give my 2 cents before we get into the build up to the match, because I know I want you to talk about that. Charlotte Flair, I feel like gets a lot of shit. She gets a lot of shit for, like, you know, who her dad is, kind of like, you know, had it easy getting into the business, this and that, which I don't necessarily disagree with. I do believe that, like, you know, when you have a prominent family member that has been in the business, like, you probably have at least like a step ahead of the next.
What's the term for that? Right? Nepo baby.
I've never heard of that in my life.
No,
never heard of that.
Keep going. I'll make sure I'm saying something right.
But like, here's the thing: would I have preferred it being like a build up, like you know, maybe not the match right away, but hit next week I'm challenging you, or like something to make it make sense, sure. But at the same time, I agree with you. When you have the belt on Ronda and it was going as bad as it was, Triple H probably was just like, you know what, let's end this year on a high note. Let's start fresh in 2023. Charlotte Flair, and this is why I don't really like look into or think too much about the whole, oh, Ric Flair's her daddy, this, and that's why she gets what she gets. I think she's the best female wrestler on the roster. I think talent-wise, I think she can wrestle with anyone, past or present. She puts on just like the best matches for I mean, like, again, like, you have your Becky Lynch's, you have your Bianca Belairs. I'm not trying to say like she's head and shoulders above them, but I just think that, like, just athletically gifted. She knows the business. She knows how to draw heat from the crowd. Like, she just it's in her blood.
I'm not even necessarily. I'm definitely not a Charlotte Flair fan.
Sure.
But I recognize like the athleticism and how she can, like, her versus Ronda, the amount of carrying she did when she would face Ronda is, especially now,
the WrestleMania
we see,
and,
right?
Like, all the other matches,
even like the triple threat where like Becky and Charlotte, like that was I'm getting that right. Becky, yeah, you really see now how glaring these top women wrestlers carried Ronda, and especially Charlotte. Would I much rather see? I'm way more entertained by I think like a Becky Lynch or a Mercedes Mone or I don't know. The women's division is pretty light these days.
Maybe?
Rhea Ripley. Charlotte bores me sometimes. She can sometimes like, oh shit. But like, ultimately, with all that said, through me not being a fan, it's kind of like my Bryan Danielson thing.
Sure.
It's like it's like I might not be a fan or be like excited to see him or rooting for him, but I get like, oh, they're the athleticism and they know what they're doing and they can pull a great match out of anyone, which I can at least still appreciate.
Yes, and I agree with you. I'm not like a Charlotte fan. Like, I'm not like a fan. Like, I respect her. I respect her for her in-ring work, and I think over the last few months she's been gone, it's been you can tell that the women's
100%.
division has been lacking that star power. I mean, Liv Morgan had her time. Like, the belts, just besides Bianca, who's held the belt all year, the women's title was, I mean, the SmackDown side, I mean, it was just like not a mess, but it was just all over the place. And I actually think it was supposed to be like Becky Ronda, because I know they were going to do the whole full circle, like having their one-on-one. I think Triple H may have been like, "Fuck that."
That's what I'm thinking.
Like,
I think he was just like,
that's not going to work.
Now.
Like, if she can't do these things with these wrestlers, I don't know how good the Becky Lynch match is.
So where do we think Ronda goes from here? You think she's no way she gets fired?
She's not done. Yeah. I can see her like
kind of does.
Maybe there'll be like a triple threat match for like the women's belt, like Charlotte.
I don't even know if she's gonna be in the title picture at this point.
That's tough.
I think it might end up
maybe
being
her
like
and Shayna do like a 1-on-1, maybe.
Either she gets thrown in the tag division with Shayna,
maybe,
or I think she could even just start doing like how like Brock Lesnar this past year, just like, you know, he was fighting Bobby Lashley, no title involved, no nothing, but still was doing like kind of high profile matches. I could see them maybe doing something like that.
But at the same time, how well is that going to go?
Yeah, I mean,
she
for
needs.
sure.
I don't get how this like failed. Like we were saying this right before. It baffles me how it's been 5 years. She debuted WrestleMania 34. Wow. How has she not gotten a mouthpiece yet?
She needs a Paul Heyman.
Please talk about her promo before the match, please.
Jesus Christ, I don't even know. Let me see if I can find it. Ronda Rousey promo SmackDown. Either way, I'm not gonna be able to find it. But so Charlotte comes out. Ronda defeated. Who'd Ronda defeat?
Fucking Gonzalez. Raquel
Gonzalez. Yes. Good match. Raquel was great.
Raquel.
Yeah.
I want to see Charlotte help her out. I think she's a great piece moving forward.
That's what I want to see this Charlotte thing move into, is like at this point Charlotte's like a veteran. So let's see a lot of these call-ups, or a lot of these Raquel Rodriguez's, or these, you know, Shotzi's or whatever. Give them some...
Yeah, before you get into the promo. It's kind of like how we talk about Seth Rollins, where he's so over at this point where you can eat losses and still be fine. Like Charlotte can eat losses to some of these younger people and like put them over. You know what I mean?
And even like Charlotte losing to like a Shotzi or whatever would be huge, would propel
big
these.
Time.
Yeah,
100%.
Well, I'm not going to find I wanted to find the actual script of the promo and read it, but whatever. So after the match, then Charlotte comes out and it's like, oh, I want to get your title now. I want to whatever. Ronda lays it down, but then she's like, it was just all something. I guess Charlotte's coming off an arm injury, and then words just started falling out of Ronda's mouth.
Random
she
words.
was just like, fucking, hey, I guess your arm's feeling better. Well, I guess it is since you're here, huh, Queenie? And I figured you want to fight for my title at SummerSlam. No, actually, Royal Rumble makes more sense. Yeah, just what? So I guess, with that said, your arm should be feeling better, I would assume. Isn't that? And just like kept bringing up like arm, belts, fight, SummerSlam, and like Shayna. It was funny seeing Shayna in the background still, like Shayna has to back up and be like the buddy to Ronda, and when Ronda was like SummerSlam, and then you saw kind of Shayna go like, you mean Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
And, right, Royal Rumble. It's holy shit, it was bad.
It's cringe.
Let me see if I can find it.
That's what I'm saying. This promo, she just basically took like one line and just turned that into like a paragraph.
It
essentially
was unbelievable.
Just that's why she needs a mouthpiece for situations like this. That promo just like ruined her. I feel like. Oh,
I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. Don't answer that. Your arm's feeling. Don't answer that. Your arm's feeling better. Rehab. Don't answer that.
Feeling a lot better, and you want to challenge for the title at SummerSlam? No, wait, no. Royal Rumble. That's a lot sooner. Yeah.
Sumer. That's a lot Sumer. Yeah.
Holy Christ!
It's a train wreck.
That one like span of word. So I guess you want to challenge for the title at SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, a lot sooner. Holy fuck! It's like she was drunk. I'll play it again. And the way you're feeling a lot better, you want to tell him that SummerSlam is holy Christ. I'm gonna play it one more time.
All right.
Want to challenge for the title at SummerSlam? No, wait, no. Royal Rumble, that's a lot sooner. Yeah. I mean, it depends on how your elbow's feeling. I mean, how you feeling, Queenie?
And so she's just looking around like, what is she saying?
Good for Charlotte for not just being like, what the fuck was that?
I would either start laughing or be like, what?
The crowd, I kind of wish it would have, it would have been some real fucking heat and Ronda would have been pissed, like real life. But like, if Charlotte after that just went, what the fuck was that? The crowd would have lost their mind.
Yeah, they would have. The internet would have loved that.
But yeah, just like,
it was a train wreck.
Unbelievable. It's like she it's like she had like beats she needed to hit and then got nervous or forgot what she was gonna say and then just fucking just started just everything came out at once. I mean, she's crazy.
She's never been an expert on the mic. No. I don't think she's ever had a good promo in the WWE, to be honest with you.
It was probably the craziest. Like, I don't want to say the worst, but like it might be the worst promo of all time.
It's up there. You can argue. It's bad. It was so bad. So, era of Ronda Rousey, at least for being the SmackDown champ, is over. Hopefully it stays that way. Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about some injuries? You want to talk about Uncle Howdy?
Let's talk about Uncle Howdy.
Uncle Howdy.
Yeehaw.
This is past Friday on SmackDown. More Uncle Howdy teases, but he actually came out. He stepped in the ring.
Yes, he did. People were pissed he didn't do that last time, but he did this time.
Sides with Bray Wyatt. We get like a full in the light look at him. All cool. Turns on Bray. Hits him with his sister Abigail and fucking Rockstar Eddie. What's his name? LA Knight.
Rockstar Eddie. What? Where'd you get that from? It's a cool name, Rockstar Eddie.
Rockstar Eddie, you can take that. As all Shock leaves the ring. Initial thought, I mean, like, I don't have too much to say because we still don't know a lot. I mean, like, a lot of Bo Dallas speculation, a lot of, like, other things. I don't know. I mean, I'm still interested.
So, I don't think that this person came out was Uncle Howdy. If you look, if I don't know if you look like a side by side, they're two completely different people. Like the mask and the look. First of all, the guy that came out 2 weeks ago was a lot bigger than this person. The hair was different. The masks are different.
Jeez, you read into this, huh? I haven't.
So when Bray Wyatt, so that's who came out last week, right? And I think also 100% that's Bo Dallas. 1,000% that's Bo Dallas. The look. The beard.
What do you mean the look?
No, like he doesn't the beard, look. The hair, the eyes. No, like there's a picture of him like with his teeth out, and the teeth like match. Oh, really? Bo Dallas is like perfect. People, I went on Twitter. People were doing all this side by side shit. But anyways, when Bray Wyatt was coming back and they did like they trademarked Uncle Howdy. They also trademarked Uncle Harper.
Uncle Harper.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, here's like a side by side.
So that's the Bo Dallas Uncle Howdy Harper thing. Now, I think. See. Now look, you see that?
Oh, because the full
look how different that is.
Well, because the mask covered, the mask like covered his whole face.
The hair is shorter, and he's big in that. Maybe it's like padding, like he's wearing stuff, but it's too different for me to think. Did WWE maybe be like, oh, this is how he's supposed to look, changed up the look?
We got a conspiracy
potentially,
on our hands here.
But and that's also like pretty like convincing, but. I don't like. I like the story, but it's very confusing to me. It's very confusing. And they're having the pitch black match at Royal Rumble now. So, and there's another one.
I think to me this just kind of seems like one is a mask he can like wrestle and compete in, and then the one that like covers his chin and everything is a mask that like he uses to.
Because when I saw this guy come out, I was like, "There's no way he wrestles like that." So that could be the reason why he looked like that. And again, like WWE was tweeting like Uncle Howdy attacked Bray and stuff. So they're not like kind of playing the seas like, oh, who was this that attacked Bray Wyatt?
So you're thinking one's Uncle Howdy, one's Uncle Harper.
Yes. Because I don't think Bo Dallas was the one that was wearing that costume a few weeks ago too. I think that's Bo Dallas. I don't know if that is. I don't know. I mean, I'm just being a conspiracy theorist at this point, but
interesting.
This makes it more interesting to me because, like, you don't know. There's more questions than answers right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just interested to see how it unfolds. But
I did notice the difference.
It's because it's a jarring difference. It's not like a tiny little tweak. It's a big difference. So that's why I think that. I could be completely wrong. I could be talking nonsense right now, but
hoping. I hope Uncle Howdy. I think he needs to make a Rumble appearance.
Yeah, I think that's that's what's going to happen for sure. But yeah, what do you have any other thoughts on it? Like, what do you think my conspiracy?
I think you got to take the tinfoil hat off. Jesus Christ,
bro! I swear
that's a different person. I get it. I like it. I fuck with it. But
SmackDown's tomorrow, and those two guys come out, bro. I'm gonna be like, I fucking told you all. I fucking told you.
I'm down for I love myself a crazy conspiracy. I'm down for the ride.
It's just another layer to the story.
It's just another layer. I don't know if I didn't even think that deep. I just thought it was like that's like that's one that they use to like do vignettes, and it's just a
Sure.
bigger person.
And
And,
it
then
easily could be
now
that.
here's the performing version.
It
or
easily
whatever.
it easily could
But I
be
like
that.
the idea of like that's a different person, and that's and the aliens are coming. and they-
WWE should sign me. I'm being dead serious.
So with that said, we got a bunch of injuries.
Yes.
Seth Rollins potentially injured. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if that's a storyline or not. AJ Styles also potentially injured at a house show.
Yeah, AJ Styles broke his ankle, so he's officially like, out
he
for
is?
a few
Okay.
months. Well, I don't know when he'll be back. Hopefully by WrestleMania. But he's out. Seth Rollins had the match with Austin Theory on Raw, which was very good. I don't know if you watched it. I think it was a very good match.
Thanks. I'm not sure.
I think
I might have been like half watching.
those two guys have pretty good. I think Seth Rollins could work with anybody. I think Austin Theory is getting a lot better as a wrestler. Those two guys put on a really good match. During the match, it seemed like he hurt his knee, and then after the match, he was down. They put up the X off screen,
Yeah.
and then he like kind of fell
Yeah.
walking. Now, there have been instances before where they've done the X, like the X marks like this guy's
Because now, like,
actually
people
hurt.
know the X is a thing, so they've like
Right.
they've used it to swerve
But
people.
they've done that before to swerve people saying
Right.
X, but he's actually not that hurt. Now, because during the match, and this is why I think it's not a real injury, because at the end of the
I don't
match,
think it is either.
he did like a chop block on his leg that was hurt. I don't think
Yeah, they wouldn't
if he was
have- yeah.
really hurt, I don't think they would have done that considering. And then he tweeted like redesign, rebuild, reclaim, which is what he tweeted out after he tore his ACL years ago. So that's why people are thinking it's serious.
I hope that's a sign for a little bit of a character change too.
Maybe
I would
he's
love
gone.
to
Maybe he's
see
gone
him.
for like a month. Maybe he returns at the Royal Rumble.
I would love to
as-
see him like go back to his like again, and I'm like I like the over the top like. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. I don't like it, but I like the character of like, oh, I'm this crazy madman, flamboyant, rich, whatever. I get it. I just don't think it's presented that well. I would
Sure.
much rather see him go back to like just the architect, the badass. Like I want keep the blonde. I
Yeah,
love
I
the
do like-
blonde.
I like the
I love the
blonde,
blonde strip or whatever. I think there's a nice little marriage between the architect and whatever this
The Visionary or whatever?
is that no Visionary was
That was before.
whatever they're calling the I don't know whatever
whatever they call
I don't know Mad Hatter I don't know something
Sure,
like
whatever
that
it is.
whatever I think there's like a perfect middle ground between the
Seth
two. And I would
freaking
love to see
Rollins.
it. Oh, they gotta drop.
They gotta get rid of that. I don't
they
like that at all.
Really, I've never liked.
Me
the
and my
freaking.
buddies at a drinking game at WrestleMania. Whenever
Every
it's the
time I
match,
say
it was like every time you said
freaking,
"freaking," you take a
Jesus,
drink.
and like once they started like, oh, that's his name, and the commentary is like Seth freaking Rollins.
Well, they
from the
put it
top.
on the
It's
name
like,
thing when
right?
they
That's what
come
I'm
out.
saying.
Ugh.
Like, God, I hate it. I really
it's annoying. Yeah, I mean, he's been doing this gimmick for the last like 3 years, really.
Yeah, and
like,
Becky's
right
now
before-
back to the man, so like there's not even like that pairing of like the
Right,
two.
exactly.
you
I mean,
know?
I think it's kind of cooled down, like from compared to a year ago.
Oh,
he's,
for
he's
sure.
less more like he was like the Joker kind
Yeah,
of, and now
yeah.
he's more like he's like turning face. And I think he actually might be a face at this point.
I would say
it seems
so,
like he's more of a
yeah.
face than a heel. I wouldn't mind a character change. I mean, I don't mind this character, but I do believe that it gets to a point where it's run its course. And
Yeah.
I do think maybe he's not actually injured here, but this is just a way to be like I kind of said, like have him take off a month, come back at the Rumble, kind of a fresher character, maybe still have ties to this visionary, whatever he calls himself, but also just like the redesign, rebuild, reclaim character as well.
How far
People
out are we
also said he tweeted resign, rebuild, reclaim for Mercedes Mone. People were thinking that he just tweeted that because that was right after she like thanked everyone and said she changed her name. So I don't know if it's that, but like people say it could be that could be the reason why he tweeted that too.
Interesting.
But who knows? Hopefully he's not hurt. That would suck. He's awesome. So
We got. Well, we can touch on your
we
Rumble
can do that
prediction
quickly. Yeah, we
from
won't,
last week.
We won't dive into it.
You're saying that it seems like that's where WWE is headed.
Yeah, so my theory was Roman Reigns defends just the WWE Championship in the Royal Rumble. My the thinking of it was so they separate the belts before WrestleMania. You have the one belt one night, one belt the other. Roman, Rock, and I said Cody, Seth for the WWE title at WrestleMania.
Yes.
That was my theory. So what's been going on the last few weeks is the Bloodlines kind of invading Raw and stuff like that,
Yep.
and it's kind of making things fresher because
They
like you're running
half-assed
out
that.
of feuds. I think they're kind of half-assing it too a little bit, but I think this is kind of leading up to like they're going to keep doing it week after week after week. And I think it's going to get to a point where like an authority figure is going to be like, you want to keep doing this? Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm going to make you put your belt. Like, I think it's going to come to like a punishment. Like, you have to defend your belt in the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah.
Could I be wrong? Is this like a whole Uncle Howdy, Uncle Howdy thing? Yeah, it could be. But I think that would be super creative. If you want to split the belts, I don't want to go in circles because I said this last week.
Sure.
I think this is the most creative, best way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's and it really avoids him eating a pinfall.
That too.
Just get, if something happens, he gets tossed out, and that even sets, because like if you get tossed out of the Rumble, it doesn't really make you look weak.
Not weak at all.
No. So
and another thing too is I've always said like The Rock Roman shouldn't be for the belt. It doesn't need the belt because it's as big of a name as it is. I don't know if you realize, but his Universal Championship reign right around WrestleMania, he's gonna be like a few weeks away from 1,000 days.
Wow.
0. I'm telling you, 0% chance WWE takes that belt off of him.
Yeah.
Because when you're that close to 1,000 days, people are like, held on to the belt so long.
The T-shirts are gonna print.
Bro, that's a once, genuinely, that's a once in like a generation type of
100%,
feat. Like
100%.
we haven't seen that in wrestling since Hulk Hogan days and stuff like that. So I think the significance and importance of it is too big to have him lose the belt before Mania, before he hits that mark. So that's why I also think like, if you're going to split up the belts, take the WWE belt off of him. That's always just been kind of like an added addition. It's always been about the Universal belt. It was like his dominance, like, I have both belts, but the spotlight's, his belt is the Universal belt.
Right.
So yeah, that's where I think, could be wrong, but we'll see what happens.
I think we're about, 4 weeks away from the Rumble?
Yeah, I think
a
it's the
lot
end
of build up still to happen. January
You
28th.
got a solid month left, so we'll see what they do.
I honestly thought it was sooner. I'm looking forward to it. I think the Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view.
I love the Rumble. We had a great time live streaming it last year.
Just saying. I don't know.
I'm not saying anything.
I don't know.
All right.
Let's see. John Cena returned.
It went exactly how I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
He's filming movies. The guy's not going to take any bumps. Came in, did a few his shoulder thing.
Yep.
Stupid.
Did the, what do they call it? The
five-star knuckle shuffle.
But the five moves of death or whatever.
Five moves of doom. 5 moves
Yep.
of doom. Him and KO did the 5-star. Hit the attitude adjustments, whatever. Cry went home happy. That's all it was.
It was a New Year's episode.
Yeah.
And
we talked about ratings. It was the highest rating SmackDown in 2 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
John Cena's a draw. He's a draw.
John Cena's a draw.
We got a little bit of Cena and Roman. We got a little bit of Kevin Owens and Sammy. You know,
you got the fans saw what they wanted to see. Could have Cena wrestled more, sure, but at the same time, he's an actor.
Oh, did you see? You probably saw it on Twitter that they were caught they didn't turn the mics off at one point where the camera switched to the side of the ring, and it was when Kevin Owens was crawling. And I forget who it was here, obviously Roman or Sam, whoever. They're both doing the crawling tag thing.
Oh,
and the mic picked up John Cena and the referee calling wait, okay, tag. And it's if you watch SmackDown, it's in the episode of SmackDown. It's so loud.
Oh wow!
Of John Cena, it's John Cena calling it first, and then the ref is communicating it to Sammy on the other side of the ring.
Sure.
But John's screaming.
That's funny.
Wait, don't tag. Okay, tag. And then he gets up. It's
that sounds like
shit.
classic John.
He's always been just loud.
He doesn't care about that shit. I was watching it on my phone because the Celtics were on, so I was in my living room. I didn't have volume on or anything, so I wouldn't have picked that up. But that's funny. That's really funny. John Cena is the man. That's really what it comes down to.
Speaking of the man, I want to talk about Batista.
Are we becoming a Batista fan?
I'm a Batista stan.
Dude, we are Batista stans. We are 100% Batista stans.
I hate Guardians of the Galaxy, but I
I don't think that's the
Batista.
strongest of the Marvel movies. But bro, this guy, growing up, when I started watching wrestling, Batista and John Cena were the two top guys. Batista was a world heavyweight champ. John Cena was the WWE champ. We've talked about this. When we think of the big gold belt, we think of Batista, and we think of Edge. Those are the two guys I think of. Batista is number one.
Yeah.
Growing up, I had the biggest fucking poster of Batista in my room, bro. It was Batista and Jeff Hardy, were my 1A, 1B growing up. And the fact that I think I mentioned this last podcast, when you have your fan favorites, I love this guy. It's on screen. Off the screen when they're genuine nice people, bro. That's just so fucking awesome. Batista is the nicest. He's the sweetest guy in the world.
So GQ released this tattoo tour. They do a bunch of celebrities who are tattooed up. They'll do a tattoo tour or whatever.
I'll be on there one day.
Hey, there you go. And Batista just went through and just him describing his tattoos and he's not afraid to like show his fuck ups too. Like he's not afraid to be like, oh, I was stupid when I was young. And he was like he was saying like, oh, I got like on my hand I had a tattoo of a girl, and he said like that was stupid. My mom told me not to. This tattoo is a tattoo of something I got when I was young, and that was a stupid idea. And he's talking about, and as someone with, you know, tattoos, I'm sure you can relate to this a lot more than I can, but like he was talking about a lot of like how a lot of his cover-up tattoos for other tattoos are like a part of his story, and he's not like a, you know, none of them are regretful. He just like, oh, it's the same thing with his life. He fixed it, and it's like a fixed thing, whatever. And there was one where he got a was one really, really wholesome story he was telling. Oh, he also like owns a tattoo parlor, which that should be a goal for you.
That's maybe having a tattoo parlor. I'm not tattoo.
No. I'm saying go getting tattooed at Batista's tattoo parlor. It's in Florida.
Do it if Batista tattoos me.
He never tattooed a day in his life.
I don't care. I want him to be the one to do it.
But he has this Winnie the Pooh tattoo on the back of his leg, and he was saying, I forget what movie it was, but he was filming a movie, and he had like a child, like a young co-star or whatever, and they were on like a Jimmy Fallon or whatever. They're playing some game where it's like, you know, she was asked, true or false, your co-star Dave Batista has a tattoo of Winnie the Pooh, and she was like, oh, well, everyone thinks Dave is this big scary guy, and they think he's mean, and you just by the look of him, but no, he's actually a sweet teddy bear. And she was just going on and on saying these really, really sweet things about him, to the point where like Batista retelling the story was like ready to cry. He was just like so touched by it. And then so the answer to the true and false was false, because he didn't have the Winnie the Pooh tattoo.
Right.
And then he was like, the answer is false, but like on the show he was like, but because of you and because of that, I'm gonna get a Winnie the Pooh tattoo. So like the next day or like whatever, he got the Winnie the Pooh tattoo.
Oh, really? That's cool.
But just if you guys haven't seen the video, look up just GQ.
Yeah, I didn't watch
tattoo.
I saw a few clips
full
on
video,
Twitter. I'll watch the full video later.
And and he doesn't even present. And I'm not this type of person. Like you may or may not be the type of person, but like where like a tattoo has to mean something. Like, you know, like
100%. I have like 20 I'll say I have around 20 tattoos. More than half of them are meaningful, but I have the Believe ticket from Polar Express tattooed on my leg.
Some shit you like that looks cool or whatever.
Express, but it's not like a super meaningful tattoo. I got it because I liked it.
So he didn't come off as like a guy that was like, these all have meanings. Yeah. But even like the ones that were just cool, he still had like something to say about it.
Yeah, it was just, he got
it and stuff
like
it's a really, really cool video. And you know, if you haven't seen it, it's cool. It's just another reason. I fell in love with them. We're saying before pod, I think like if you were to ask me who's your favorite just celebrity,
he's up there right
I would
now.
mention Batista, because like most of my friends aren't like wrestling fans. We talked about this in the past. Most of my friends aren't wrestling fans. Like picturing this scenario where like, you know, out to a bar, out to dinner with a bunch of like your friends who aren't wrestling fans, you're shit, you know, talking shit, whatever, talking about celebrities and who's your favorite celebrity. Like I'm saying Batista.
Yeah. No,
and the fact is most of them might know who Batista is because of a Marvel movie or because of like whatever the fuck, you know?
I loved his quote too. And I love The Rock. I think he's cool dude, all that. Obviously tweeted at me a few years ago. love you for that. He said when he was getting into acting, he goes, I didn't want to be like The Rock. I want to do like meaningful movies and shit like that. Just like kind of shitting on him. But I love that because like I like The Rock. Not a great actor.
No,
like there's like
Batista's genuinely a good actor.
Like Batista cares about like the roles he plays. Like, and he said Guardians of the Galaxy, this is his last role as Drax. Because he does not want to be remembered as this character. Like he wants to be in more serious roles. Like he did an interview from his last movie. He goes, I want to get into more drama. Like I want to show that I'm not like this big bad guy. Like, I can play like vulnerable roles, which like you hear him talk. Like he's a genuine dude. Like big teddy bear. He has emotions. He has feelings. Like I think he could
pull a tear on camera. 100%.
Oh my god, yeah. And I think like John Cena has his stick now, like he's the comedy guy and stuff, but I think Batista has surpassed like both those guys.
This fucking list.
He's been in a good amount of movies too. And Steve Austin,
he's 53. I didn't know he was that old.
He's older. Wow. He didn't get into WWE until he was like in his 30s.
Wow.
I think. Yeah. He talked to Stone Cold. Oh no, he didn't talk to Stone Cold. It wasn't like a podcast, but I saw a quote that he said like when he was getting into Hollywood, Stone Cold said to him like, "Don't take big money deals for bad scripts.
Nice.
Chase the real movie." Because that's kind of like what The Rock did.
Yeah.
And that kind of like
he was saying
his, being depicted as a good actor.
He was saying like in the interview, like I said, he's a very, very, very. We'll get off Batista talk, but he's a very open and vulnerable guy.
Down
and he was
to earth.
talking like and he was talking like after he left wrestling, because he's like expressed in the past, like when he was like the world champion, he was like spending all his money and going to bars and buying girls drinks and like spend like there was a while in WWE where he was broke.
Right.
But he was in the GQ tattoo interview, he was saying like, yeah, like for a couple years, for the first 2 or 3 years after he left wrestling for acting, I don't know if he said he was broke, but he wasn't doing great and he wasn't working. No one would hire him. He couldn't get an agent. And then someone, whatever the director or the casting agent, whatever it was, took a chance on him for Guardians of the Galaxy. And he said, that changed my life. He said the second that came out, he said since the first movie came out, he's been consistently a working actor.
That's awesome. He deserves it. He deserves it.
I didn't know. I haven't seen Dune. I didn't know he was in Dune.
He was. Yeah, it's not a huge role, but he is in it.
Did you see the Glass Onion movie?
I've heard mixed things about it.
I didn't like Knives Out, so I don't
see
care.
Knives Out either.
It's fine.
So I mean, maybe I'll come around to
Guardians
it.
3, Dune Part 2. Huh.
Yeah. Good for him. I mean, he's fucking awesome. He's the absolute man. Hope we get to meet him one day.
That'd be cool. Have him on the show.
First guest.
First guest, Batista.
Could you imagine? All right, AEW.
Wrap up some wrestling stuff that happened. We'll get off Batista talk. That was Batista chat.
That's your weekly Batista chat.
Some stuff happened on AEW. Wasn't the most groundbreaking episode of AEW. Darby Allin, probably the most notable thing on the show. Darby Allin defeated Samoa Joe for the TNT Championship.
Yes, he did.
How do you feel about it? I have a mixed.
I wish Samoa Joe had more time being like the true like television holding both championships. I think you could have done something more with that. But at the same time, Darby Allin's great. Is it 4-time TNT champ? He is now 2-time. 2. Are you sure?
I think that's what they said.
Look, see how many times Darby Allin's won. You could be right. I thought I saw 4, but I could be wrong. But like. Everyone loves Darby Allin. I think he's a great, like, he's held the belt before, and I feel like when you think of the TNT belt, you think of him because he was one of the first holders of it. So I think him having the belt kind of brings more significance to it in a way. So I'm fine with him winning. I just kind of wish they had to build up a little bit more to it. You know what I mean? Because it was kind of like just announced a week ago. So
yeah, it wasn't a whole lot of build. There we go.
TNT Championship. Let's see.
History. Oh. Just give me a fucking list. Okay.
All right. So Darby won.
Cody has
Cody
won.
Was Cody Rhodes. All right. So 1 Darby. Oh, 2. Only 2 times. Okay. I thought it was more. Okay. But anyways, as he was one of the originals, the fourth champ.
Damn, Sammy Guevara, I think
he's won it a few times. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, Jesus.
Crazy. Huh. So maybe that's what I saw. They say he was a 4-time. But yeah, cool match. Darby Allin's great.
I thought Sting
was in his hometown too.
I thought Sting was going to turn on him. Just because like he came out and I was just like, I don't know, just something I thought might happen.
I'd never even thought about them doing that, to be honest.
They have to split. I feel like
it's
eventually.
Such a good duo. It's like it meshes. Well, yeah,
it's like a father and son thing. I guess they never have to. I don't know.
See them doing that. Maybe like when Sting's like at the end of his wrestling like run, and maybe it's just like that's the final feud he has.
I wouldn't really. Well, I mean, I was gonna say I wouldn't care to see Sting wrestling, but then again, the past time Sting has wrestled, he can still go.
I saw him do like a frog splash, with tables and shit.
I think I would prefer like if they were to do a Sting turn. If it's like if Darby's in a feud with someone and then Sting sides with like the other person.
That's what I'm saying, because if Sting goes off by himself, I don't know what they're going to do with him. At the end of the day, he's a 60-year-old.
He for sure would not be a single. He would not wrestle.
I think they'd have a tough time like booking him and like finding a good feud for him.
The only time, I think I'm wrong, but the only time that he's wrestled in AEW has been for the other than maybe like 1 or 2 occasions has been like in tag matches.
Sure, exactly.
Or,
I can't think of a singles match. The last singles match he was in. But yeah, I'm happy Darby's the champ again. Samoa Joe could have held it longer. It is what it is.
I agree.
Maybe they'll continue the feud. And,
I would have liked to see Samoa Joe like go on a little bit of a run or whatever. But yeah, I'm happy it's Darby Allin. I think Darby Allin's a great TNT champion. He's always defending it. I'm glad he's back in the spotlight because there was a little bit where he's just like, wait, where's Darby? You know?
Yeah. I agree.
So yeah, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword.
Yep.
Samoa Joe loses it. Could have been a little bit longer run, but. If anyone's going to beat him, I'm happy Darby Allin did. Hit 2 coffin drops on him to beat him.
Did.
So at least it was like, okay, he really had to fucking, kick his ass to do it.
100%. What else? What do we got next?
What else? I mean, we got a couple more things from AEW. Like I said, it wasn't the craziest show. We can jump back, talk about Dominic Mysterio in jail. Other than that, we got MJF and Danielson looking to do, not agreed upon yet, but looking to do an hour-long Iron Man match if MJF accepts or whatever it is. Max Caster and Jeff Jarrett stuff. Ricky Starks defeated Chris Jericho.
Yeah, so because I'm only looking at the Max Caster stuff right now. So there was a line he dropped last week on Jeff Jarrett talking about like his wife.
See, I didn't really pick up on stuff. I didn't know who his wife was. I didn't really, during the time I didn't pick up on it.
So he's married to Karen, formerly known as Karen Angle, which was Kurt Angle's ex-wife.
Oh.
Now in TNA, they did this whole storyline with Jeff Jarrett kind of stealing her from him type of thing, but it was like they were separated. Like it was like...
Right. It was like a real life, not real life
Exactly.
thing. So...
They're married. Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett are married in real life. Yeah, formerly known as Karen Angle, are married in real life. Max Caster said something about her, and that allowed her to freak out on Twitter. She was basically talking about like infidel, like how Kurt Angle would cheat on her and stuff like that, and how like then she just name dropped like Kelly, Dawn Marie. And some other woman. And Kelly tweeted, she was like, adding her, like, I've tried DMing you, you're not responding. She goes, I don't know where you're getting this from. She goes, the only connection me and Kurt have, like, we were co-workers at one time. She goes, nothing's ever happened between us. And then Jeff Jarrett went on a podcast talking about this, and he was bull fucking shit. Like, I didn't read the full thing because it was just a lot, but he was just pissed. Like, absolutely. He was saying, like, a receipt's coming for you. Like, you just opened up a can of worms. Like, keep my wife's name out of your like, that type of thing. And then Max Caster comes out continuing to shit on the whole situation, saying TNA stands for Total Nonstop Acclaimed, saying like you're going to lose and like go back to Dixie and stuff, like Dixie Carter, owner of TNA. Just kept it going. I didn't watch the match, so I don't know if there actually was a receipt. Usually it's like a, like a stiff hit or something like that, like a slap on the chest, whatever it may be. So I don't know if that actually happened, but
Karen Jarrett says she has 24 years of dirt on Kurt Angle and is ready to start unloading.
Yeah, bro, go ahead. Put up the review all book. I'm sure everyone's going to care about that. And Kurt, I don't know if Kurt Angle said anything about it, but it's like, who cares? Like, I mean, it's just like, I get it. Like, should Max Caster have said something like that? I don't know. Like, yeah, maybe you are touching a sensitive topic.
Just like, wicked don't care about Jeff Jarrett.
I don't care.
Like,
dude,
wicked don't care.
He's a 50, 60-year-old man. I don't care about him. Like, yeah, he was popular like in the 90s TNA stuff, but like now I could give two shits about Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, I could give two shits about him.
I'm glad the Acclaim beat them, retained the titles.
The other team, like, they won. It was a screwy finish.
Oh, was
he had his leg on the rope and the other guy like pushed it off. So they announced they won, and then the other ref came out and was like, no. So they restarted it.
Damn, I was at Uno's last night. I didn't get to watch.
Damn, I'm jealous.
It was good.
Yeah,
I haven't had Uno's in a while.
Uno's is
pretty good. Got a pepperoni individual.
Stop.
Knocked it out of the park. Ate the whole thing.
Was it good?
2 Sam Lagers.
Two?
I had a little bit of a night.
What a crazy Wednesday night.
A little bit of a night last night.
I was going to say, if you're not watching AEW, you better be slamming down those lagers. You know what I mean?
The winter lagers are in season. They're good.
I haven't had one yet, so I gotta find myself at a bar and get one of those. But yeah, so that was the issue with that. I just thought it was a...
Hey, Sophie's here.
Oh, Sophie's here.
I've arrived.
So yeah, I just thought that was kind of funny how it kind of played into real life, and there was actual like people pissed.
Yeah, like,
just because of a line, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the thing, like, again, if it was with someone, because stuff like this has happened before, where it's like, especially like, I mean, the most notable, like the Matt Hardy, Lita Edge,
right?
But like, at least they're like, and there's other stuff that's happened. It's people. I just
be professional about it. It's wrestling.
I wasn't even gonna say that. I'm just saying I just don't give a shit about Jeff Jarrett.
Don't care. I agree with that.
Like, I like. It's funny, like the Max Caster stuff is funny and whatever, but like, I hope this is the end of it, and let's move fucking on to the Acclaim fighting some real credible teams here.
And the thing is, Jay Lethal's great. I think he's a great wrestler. I don't know why he's with Jeff Jarrett.
I also don't give a shit about Jay Lethal.
He I think his best days are behind him, 100%. Yeah. But
I know
he's a credible name that I think...
I know he was a top guy in TNA,
Ring of Honor. He was big, but I don't know why he's with Jeff Jarrett. He should do his own thing, because I think they could do something with him. But
he's just a guy. To me, he seems like another one of these big name guys that they just signed, and they're like,
and he just floats around.
Yeah, like, geez, well, we don't have a spot for you, and and I don't know. I don't know. I don't really care to see Jay Lethal in the spotlight at this point.
I don't care less either. What else? We got Caster, MJF. Ricky beat Jericho. Ricky's still going.
It sucks when you're busy and you just like I don't know. I wish I had more to say. It sucks to admit, like, hey, Sophie.
Hi, Sophie.
We're just finishing up the pod. You can come in. I don't think anyone saw that.
Anyone saw that. Sophie waved.
Huh? What do you say?
Oh, they knew. Yeah.
They knew.
The presence. You can feel it.
Yeah, so Ricky, did you watch it, Ricky Stark?
I saw the finish. Okay. I didn't watch the full match.
Was it cool? I mean, I'm going to rewatch a schedule. We recorded this in the morning. AEW was on last night. I didn't have time to catch up, but
We're busy. We have lives, guys.
I got the beats. I'm going to rewatch AEW after this.
I think it's cool Chris Jericho is putting guys over, because at this point, Chris Jericho is a legend. He doesn't need these wins and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Ricky Starks beating him takes away from that other guy's debut a few weeks ago. Because now it seems like he beat Jericho, was a big upset. Now Jericho's just losing. So it's like, how impressive was it actually? Maybe I'm just thinking too much into it. But I'm more happy that Ricky Starks won, because he needs to build the momentum. He needs to stay as a main event guy. So
yeah,
let him ride the wave.
I think we're gonna end up seeing Ricky and Darby
for the TNT belt.
Yeah.
It's about Ricky should be competing for championships. Does it have to be the AEW championship all the time? No, but at least keep him relevant enough where he's chasing a title.
Yeah, I think they'll look at either TNT or the All Atlantic title with. I gotta be honest too, and again, maybe I'm just showing my arrogance. Don't give a shit about Kip Sabian.
Who? No, I know who he is. Yeah, is that the champ?
No, he's fighting Orange Cassidy for the title. But I guess what I meant is Kip Sabian's the guy that's next up and is currently in the feud.
I could care less. I
don't give a shit about Kip Sabian.
Could care less.
He's just a hot topic looking.
He's married to Penelope Ford. Is that the blonde girl?
He has a hot wife.
I think okay. So I do know who he is. Yeah, I could give two shits. I didn't even know there was a challenger for that belt. Didn't know that was.
I think they're fighting. They're fighting at Battle of the Belts tomorrow. I don't fucking.
Is that tomorrow?
Let's look it up. That'll be our closing segment. Is figuring out
is Battle of the Belts.
Battle of
5,
the Belts.
I think.
AEW. I know. I mean, obviously Rampage is on tomorrow. I don't know if that's. Let's see.
Oh yeah, first Friday 20.
I was getting shake up and down. Oh, something we didn't talk about the look of Dynamite. New look.
The stage. The stage. Yeah, I thought that
looks
was
fine. Cool. Honestly, nothing. That was supposed to be like a huge, like, Tony's giving it a new look. And like I saw it and I was like, kind of looks like Raw.
Yeah,
like
it's
kind of
just
like
a generic.
I honestly liked the one how it was before.
I liked how the heels come out one way.
Yeah, I think I liked how it was before. I don't love the new look, to be honest.
Yeah, they're changing it up at least.
First Friday. Okay, so it is tomorrow. Battle of the Belts. I don't want to see. I just want to know what's happening now. Come on. Give me a fucking Battle of the Belts AW card. Give me fucking something here. Updated card 3.
You typed in Battle of the Brands too.
Oh shoot! I did not notice that.
Throw a 2023 in there.
Search optimization here. Odds and predictions. Cards tonight. Starting update lineup. Let's go to this one. Okay. I mean, I think it looks like the main event is Orange Cassidy versus Kip Sabian.
Wow, I'm gonna have to tune into that one.
Oh, this? Oh, wait a minute.
No,
this sucks.
No, I'm not. What? No.
This is the Battle of Belts
at 11 o'clock on a Friday. Yeah, all right.
So we have the AEW All Atlantic Championship match: Orange Cassidy versus Kip Sabian. AEW TBS Championship match: Jade Cargill versus Sky Blue. AEW World Tag Team Championship No Holds Barred match: The Acclaim versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Fought. This sucks.
No, I'm gonna be drunk playing Mario Party tomorrow night. Right, Sophie?
Really?
Oh yeah.
You guys playing Mario Party tonight? Tomorrow night.
I mean,
that's funny. I was thinking like the other day, like I want to have like a Mario Kart like tournament. Like I want to start doing stuff with like friends and like having like we're all hanging out on Friday and for this board game or this game.
Well, Mario Party lasts like 2 hours if we go like full force, and it's like we just
Mario Party.
We have like little like things throughout. Like you drink if this happens. And blah, blah, blah. Last time I got fucked up. I'm gonna get fucked up tomorrow.
If I'm invited, let me know.
Yeah, you can come over. Cool. It's 4 people from Mario Party.
Kevin still has my birthday present. Is what he keeps telling me. He keeps every time.
Wasn't your birthday 6 months ago?
June, June. He said every time.
Okay, yeah, you're invited. We need the 4th.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna be doing tomorrow night instead of watching this shit show. Yeah, cool. Battle of the Belts 5. Don't miss it. Someone watch it so they can tell me what happens. Someone watch it so they can tell me what happens because I'm not watching
Battle of the Belts 5. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Let me look up, just for the sake of it, before we get out of here, let me just look up like last year's card or something. Because I remember these being
That's like a big thing. Yeah, I agree.
Wait, Battle of the Belts 2?
Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rose, Scorpio Sky, Sammy Guevara.
Honestly, nothing. The Dalton Castle match. Wait a minute. How many of these do they fucking have?
Oh, 6?
I think 6 is in April. Oh, they have a couple of them. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. All right, the main event for the first one. Or, let's just do this.
Honestly, these.
Okay, here we go. All right, Battle of the Belts 1. I don't even know if we need to do this, but January 8th, 2022. The first one, they're going to do a big one. They had Sammy Guevara versus Dustin Rhodes, Ricky Starks versus
Hobbs.
Matt Sydal. Jeez,
him beat Sydal.
Looks like Britt Baker and Riho was kind of the match of that. Battle of Belts 2, Sammy Guevara and Scorpio Sky match, Jonathan Gresham and Dalton Castle, Thunder Rosa and Nyla Rose. These aren't awesome.
No, they're not. Wardlow, Jay Lethal, Thunder Rosa.
Claudio versus Takashita. I remember that being good.
Pac, Trent,
Jeez,
Willow,
the Battle of
FTR.
Belts.
This honestly very underwhelming.
Good, dude.
Very underwhelming cards.
Hey, Battle of Belts 6 will be in Kingston, Rhode Island.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah, probably won't go to that.
Yeah, probably. Seeing how these cards are, probably not.
Jesus. All right. Well, I'm ready to get out of here. Sophie is here. We're going to film some quizzes. Woo! Those will be up throughout the next week or two. But you can tune in now that you've already listened to this. If you want to listen to it or watch it again, it's all on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all of that stuff. Probably should have said that at the beginning, but what are you going to do? Follow me. Jeez, we are off. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Raspy Taylor. Check out my music on Spotify. I have my own YouTube channel, Raspy Taylor. All of that stuff. Big year 2023.
You can follow me on Twitter at Dante on Deck. You can follow me everywhere else, Dante Toro /Dante Toro 11. Like I say, every episode, we appreciate you guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, listen to the podcast wherever you listen to the podcast. Tell your family, your friends.
Listen to the podcast wherever you listen.
Wherever you listen to it, doesn't matter. I don't care where you listen to it. Spotify, Apple Music, I don't discriminate. Just listen to it wherever you want. We appreciate you guys. 2023 is going to be a big year, I think, for us. I know for us. So we appreciate you guys being with us. We can't wait to see this community continue to grow and to give you guys good content. So thank you guys for your support 2022. Let's hope for a great 2023. Until next time, John, one more time.
I'm going to do it in camera. Boop.
Peace.